Hello everyone, Obongo here, and welcome to Meta-Mancers. Today's episode will be reflecting on the announcement that Dominion is now being retired from League of Legends. Alright, so the first thing we should look at is Riot's perspective and their reasons for why they are removing Dominion. The first part is that the game modes that they create, these custom game modes, work really well in short cycles as opposed to standalone queues like Dominion has had for such a long time. Another thing that they say is that less than 0.5% of players actively play Dominion, which creates a difficult to balance game, as well as a wide range of skill and a long queue time for the game itself. Another thing that they talk about is that they have a lack of resources to keep Dominion balanced and running well, which I think a lot of people will see that and kind of laugh a little bit, because it seems kind of ridiculous. And on top of that, they are removing it from custom games as well. Alright, so what are some of the problems with Dominion being removed? I think first and foremost, the thing that stands out to me is the reward you get for playing Dominion for so long. This is probably one of the, unfortunately, most troll and appropriate kind of rewards for people who have played Dominion for this long. Is a new summoner icon for people who have over 100 wins in the game mode. Now, I've seen a lot of people complaining about how they have over 2,000 wins in Dominion and that is their main game mode. Like I would play Summoner's Rift, they play Dominion exclusively. And for that group of people to basically get compensated with absolutely nothing when it comes down to it, I think is the most fitting way to conclude the Dominion's map's life cycle as a permanent game mode. Completely ignored from the beginning on improving itself as a viable game mode to be played, no ranked queue, no anything like that. And you end up with a summoner icon. So I'm going to compare this a little bit. If you don't really understand, or if you kind of want to get a better idea, it might be a little more extreme, but imagine golf. And people who play golf all over the world, obviously, they one day get the game removed. All the golf courses are taken away, used for something else, and the collective power at B basically states that golf is being removed as a sport. But in order to honor all the people who have played golf and committed their life to golf, professionals or just great casual players alike, we're going to give you a reward for this, for your commitment to this sport. A fucking golf ball with a cool design on it. See what I mean? It's this kind of idea that rewarding them with something pretty much useless for all the hours and all the time they've put into this game mode, just rewarding it with something awful, is stupid. It's just dumb. If they had created a custom skin for people who got over 100 wins, maybe a custom Skarner skin, I think that would be really cool, because it would be fitting the lore of the Crystal Scar and the relationship with Skarner, and I think that would also curb a little bit of the backlash towards them removing Dominion. Now, some other problems with Dominion being removed is, like I've said before, Riot thinks that it's not worth it to keep the permanent game mode going because it has such a small group and a small community of people that play it. But this is very hypocritical of Riot to say, considering they are the ones that basically ignored the game mode itself. They really didn't put any effort into improving Dominion at all. And because of that, now people who actually wanted to play Dominion are being punished. Smaller communities, such as the Dominion community, and even the communities such as the hide-and-seek community. This is another large group of people that are getting affected because of the removal of the Dominion map from custom games. Now, this could arguably be an equal size, if not bigger size, than the regular Dominion community, and losing that group as well, even if they didn't play hide-and-seek exclusively, losing that group in that game mode turns people off to play League of Legends even more. And I think that this goes back to their mindset of having short-lived game modes. I don't think that's a good mindset to have. Sure, you can have the holiday festive game modes, like that's okay. You can have some, but I think that for League to be able to grow and to interact with more groups of people and to get those people to play your game, you are going to need to create more long-lasting game modes than just ARAM, Twisted Treeline, and Summoner's Rift. I personally am going to be really sad that it's going, because I really loved Dominion, not necessarily for what it contributed to League per se, but for my own personal use as like an anti-tilting map and an anti-tilting game mode. So if I was ever feeling frustrated, or if I was ever feeling burnt out of just playing ranked or normal games or anything like that, there was always a game mode that had nothing to do with the League of Legends objectives. Constant brawling, like objective taking, sort of feels like domination from Call of Duty, like point capturing system that is implemented in the game but still relates to all the champions. You're still able to use all of them. And it's a completely different game mode, which is what I really loved about it. Also, it was a pretty quick game mode, like about averaging 15 to like 25 minutes, maybe on some occasions like almost 10 minutes. But like, the game itself was so different from the normal League of Legends that I normally played that it was just so much easier to play and have fun with when I didn't want to play so seriously and I didn't really want to take it seriously. And again, this is just like, you could play anything in Dominion. You could play any champion any way. It was almost like a practice round of if you wanted to try out a build or a different champion, you were able to get constant skirmishes much more quickly than the normal game mode of like 10-minute farming lane and then going into team fights. This allows you to experiment more, and it allows you to sort of get the idea and environment of what you're trying to play in a team fight scenario when you don't want to wait like 20 minutes before something actually starts happening. So, on a closing note, I guess I personally disagree with Riot's intentions of removing Dominion. I understand what they're trying to get at and what they're trying to say. I just think that because of like their ideas, they either should have cut off Dominion when they first created it, or put much more effort into making it become a more legitimate game mode. I personally think that they should keep it in custom games. That way we're able to keep the hide and seek community alive. It keeps a lot of people happy without them having to like do much balance to the map itself, as well as just being able to keep the regular Dominion community alive. Like, people will be able to create Dominion custom game modes. Like, instead of hide and seek, you're still able to preserve the game mode even if it's not like officially sanctioned by Riot. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Meta-Mancers. That's all from me. Be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to help me out. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.